Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, and this is a rare noontime stream coming from me. But you know what? Had to do it. Absolutely had to do it because last night, your girl had the opportunity to go to a Barbie party. Now, you may wonder what that is, but basically just a fancy way of saying, hey, you get to see the film a day earlier than everyone else at a certain location. And I went, of course, because I am a big fan of Barbie. See, show you guys, not making this up. This is my computer engineer Barbie, because your girl is one. I've had multiple Barbies since I was a kid. So, of course, I had to go to that premiere all dressed in pink with my fellow Barbie tribe, all excited to see this movie and hoping that was going to be just a fun film, didn't take itself too seriously, and that the film was as campy as the trailers were. The reality, not so much. Not so much at all. And of course, you folks know me. I do not shy away from slinging the spice when it comes to this type of thing because number one, I spent my own money. Number two, I'm a Barbie fan. And number three, I don't want people wasting their money. So I will give you my opinion. You can do with it what you will, but I am beholden to no one. And you don't have to agree with me. That's perfectly okay too. So let's see, folks. We got some folks kind of coming in here. Again, I'm not going to have this stream be very long. So let me start welcoming folks who are here in the stream. I can do this. I can totally do this. Okay, let's see. We have Dadman Walking 55. Hello, says howdy. And this will be a good stream, even though it's probably not going to be the movie that we'd hope for. You are 100% right. This was not the movie that I'd hoped to see. And let's see, Kevin Plopper says, yo to you. Is that the police in the box in your avatar from Doctor Who? I have to watch season 2 of Doctor Who. I finished season 1, but I need to go back to watching season 2. And let's see, Hang Solo, hello, my dear, says this movie is a far cry from Drive and Blade Runner. He's damaging his image, in my opinion. And of course, we're talking about Ryan Gosling, who I have to say, Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, their performances were great in this. I didn't see Drive, but I did see the new Blade Runner movie. And I think if this film would have turned out to be the campy type of retro film that was pitched to us, that was sold to us, I don't think it would have damaged his image as much. But because this film was not what we thought it was going to be, was not presented as it was sold to us, he's going to take a ding for it. I don't think in a lasting way he'll take a ding for it, because he did really just take the character and did great stuff with it. I enjoyed watching Ryan Gosling every time that he that he was on screen. He did it very, very, very over the top. And Kevin Plopper, and you know what? I forgot to put my banner down there because I will be talking I will be talking spoilers. My whole thing is that if I did not like the movie hardly at all, I don't care if I spoil it. But for those of you who care about spoilers, be forewarned, there's going to be spoilers in this one. Let's see. Oh, there's so many subscribers. Oh my goodness. Thank you so very much. So many of you folks subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much for blowing up my review video of the Barbie movie. I mean, I don't mind taking one for the team. And in this case, can't call me misogynistic, and internalized misogynism is some made up BS anyway. Ryan should have passed on this, probably Margo too, LOL. I think that if the script was true to the truth, I would say Barbie mythos, if it was true and campy, if it was like the Lego movie and it was rated PG, yeah. I mean, I don't blame them for taking this part at all. I don't blame the actors. For them, it's just like it's a paycheck. It's a paycheck, and they're done. And everybody's got a few stinkers. As for Margot Robbie, this film does not stink as bad as Birds of Prey. I only lasted 10 minutes watching Birds of Prey, and I said, screw this mess, I'm out. Hey, Barry Places, hi, everyone. Well, hello to you. We have got Vulcan Live says, good morning, all. Good morning to you. We have got Keck44. How you doing, my dears? Love seeing you in the chat. Andy Masterson says, my condolences, Reina Creole. Well, thank you. I'm willing to fall on this grenade for y'all. If I could, like I said, I wasn't on the internet when Solo came out, and I really wish I had, so I could have saved my money and my loyalty points. Sultan Afahima's in the chat. I see so much of you guys in here. I am truly sorry that it ended that way. I especially feel for you because of my experience with The Last Jedi. Yeah, it's as a Star Wars fan, The Last Jedi, yeah. I was pissed, really pissed. This one, not as bad as The Last Jedi, but very, very, very close. As a Barbie fan, if you're a Barbie fan, this is The Last Jedi for you. So, as a Barbie fan and a Star Wars fan, that's a 1-2 punch that I don't particularly care for. Hey, Keith J says, "Hey, lady, looking forward to your take on the film." Well, thank you so very much. Hang Solo, so ready to take a one for the team. Yeah, that's what I do on this channel. I do. Dwayne Olson says, crap. I was hoping the male reviewers were seeing testosterone phantoms. I'd rather have some fun camp this summer. So this is another reason why I'm reviewing this movie. This movie, I am the target audience for this film. If it was PG, it would be made for the kids, but it's not. 13 and above, it's rated PG-13. So I am the target audience. Those of you who are fans of the He-Man franchise, okay? You remember what happened with Masters of the Universe Revelation? Okay, they sold it to us like it was going to be all about He-Man and the toys and all those great memories that we remember, and it turned out to be the Tila show. Barbie is more like that. Instead of the camp and everything, and I have to say, the set design is gorgeous. I'm looking at it and I'm pointing out, I had that toy, I had that Jeep, I had that Corvette, I had that house, I had that pool, the Barbie plane, all of that. And it didn't stay in that type of campy atmosphere. Instead, they wanted to give us a lecture, which I didn't appreciate at all. Natural Advice, hello, says Margot Robbie is a producer on the film. She was also a producer on Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. This movie, there's some redeeming qualities to it. Honestly, I'd take Birds of Prey off my producer resume and keep Barbie. So let's see. Andrew Yako says, hello, all. Having lunch and listening in. Well, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Same with Super Cosmic Mutant Honey Candle Squid. I like that name. At work, but listening. Good to have you here. Hey, Lorena, from what I'm hearing, the movie seems like a big bait and switch. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The trailers that they showed you, it looked like basically, hey, guess what? We're going to get dropped into this land of Barbie and it's all going to be great. And yeah, Barbie's going to visit the real world, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be something not to be taken seriously. And for Barbie fans, you are going to get to relive your memories with Barbie. I mean, Margot Robbie does a great job as Barbie, down to the movements. Even, when she's taking a shower and there's no water because, the shower didn't have any water, she's drinking from stuff. Of course, nothing comes out because it's a toy. And that's a running gag throughout the movie. Just how, perfect she is and everyone waves and there's all kinds of different Barbies. Even Midge, the pregnant Barbie, which they treated like crap, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Hey, Jerry Minoza, good to see you. Empress Poobah is looking beautiful as always. Well, thank you so very much, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Allie says, at this point, Margot Robbie is showing herself to be all about the message. Well, let me say this. As someone who has lived in Hollywood Babylon for several years, and I did. I actually lived in Encino. So I lived right in the middle of a bunch of actors and industry people. Margot Robbie and her, like all the other actors, they've gotten their money. They're done. So when they say this stuff about the film and about the message, they are auditioning for their next job. They're basically saying, hey, I'm of the right think. You want to hire me for your next project, right? Right? So they're not going to be like Tom Cruise, who is the last movie star literally out there. They're just auditioning for the next gig right now. This is disappointing. I was looking forward to this movie, as was I. For people who know me, I've been talking about this movie for months. Connecting with my friends who love Barbie. I took Camera Girl, my daughter, to the movie, who loves Barbie. I mean, I basically passed that down to her. She was crazily looking forward to it and was very, very disappointed at the end. How do you compare this movie with Birds of Prey? It actually has a real plot. Genuine laughs. And I didn't tap out after 10 minutes. I would rather watch this than Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was a hot mess, hot, incoherent mess, and had no handle on the character of Harley Quinn. At least in this movie, until the third act, they have a handle on exactly who Barbie is. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. Hello, my Simpsons fan. Man, we gotta talk Simpsons one day. Says, watched your video this morning. Sorry to hear you didn't enjoy it, even though what you said happened in the flick I was fully expecting. All the more reason not to take my daughters to this. Yeah, I there were parts of the movie I enjoyed, but it got to a point where all that goodwill sorry, I just had something to eat. Where all that goodwill was basically had gasoline thrown on it and set on fire. So Act 1 was fine, Act 2 was okay, but after that, it went off the darn rails, and that's what pissed me off. But what I have told people, and I'm one of those people where if something is controversial, watch it. If you take your daughters to this movie, if you take your kids to this movie, I would highly suggest afterwards, take them out for ice cream and pick their brains on what they got from this film, because this is a great bad example of how relationships between men and women should be. Um, Horrible examples of feminism, and an even worse disdain for motherhood. So it's a perfect bad example should you wish to take your kids to see it, or wait till it comes out in streaming to talk about. I'm a big proponent of not just letting your kids consume media. Challenge them on that media, make them think about that media, use it not only to deprogram them, but to also educate them at the same time. Oh, thank you. Congrats. Oh, I find that. Wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I hit 5,000 subs. You guys are freaking awesome. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Dadman says this could have been so much. Sounds like Wreck-It Ralph 2. Just destroy Ralph. Yes. Yes, that's absolutely what happened in the first, for people who don't know, in the first Wreck-It Ralph movie, Ralph is a hero. That's what makes it so great. Ralph is a hero. Vanellope looks up to him. In Wreck-It Ralph 2, they treated him just like crap. In this movie with Ken, the Kens are like an accessory. The Kens basically they're just there to do stuff. They're not, they're invited to the parties as like an afterthought. No one really cares or, talks to them or whatever. And that's what you get in the beginning when everyone's like, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie, hi, Ken, hi, Ken, hi, Barbie, hi, Ken, hi, Barbie. Everyone's focused on the Barbie talk, but no one hardly really cares, about the Kens. And the Kens in this movie aren't given a redemption arc. They aren't given um, restitution, so to speak. They're not given that. They get really close and then crap on it, and it's not a good example of how men and women should relate to each other, and pretty much not how girls play with Barbie. To make a point. Hang Solo says this movie is not good for children, especially children under 13. No, it is not good for them at all. Mattel crapped away a lot of money because they didn't make this movie to appeal to a family audience. It looks like the way that Greta Gerwig wrote this movie and directed this movie is just for her to get off her chest what she hates about the patriarchy and why feminism basically is the way to go, and bump your feelings. That's exactly what this is. Now, granted, it's your art. You can put it out there how it is that how you want, but don't be surprised when people push back on it. I don't really care too much if a movie is quote unquote woke, so to speak. You can have a woke movie and be entertaining and not lecture to me. That's very hard to do, but if you do that, that's fine. At least entertain me. That's what I'm asking for. And this movie started out entertaining, but it ended in a bunch of feminist word vomit, which is a shame because I actually had something that was really good. Brogu says, am I correct in saying that it has an agenda to promote feminist propaganda? Yes. Now, let me make a correction here. Not a correction. We'll just say a clarification. Okay. There's been several waves of feminism. Barbie has always been a feminist. Now, the Barbie that I grew up with was the first wave feminist. I can do anything, just give me a chance. If I decide I want to be a cop, let me be a cop. At one time, your girl wanted to be a homicide detective. That wasn't something that was a big field for women. Of course, I'm an engineer, but at that time, that was what it wanted. But it's like you could be a cop, you could be a teacher, you could be an astronaut, you could be a physicist, or if you wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, or if you just wanted to stay home and raise children. It was feminism, respect the choice that that woman makes with her life. If she decides to go out and work, don't demonize her for that. If she decides to stay at home, raise her children, and take care of her home and her husband, do not demonize her for that. That's first wave feminism. First wave feminism. Okay. Third wave feminism, the patriarchy is responsible for everything that's gone wrong, and women could get ahead if it wasn't for the patriarchy. Men deserve to be subservient, and everything is the fault of men in society. I can't get a job. It's a man's fault. I can't get paid as much as a man. It's a man's fault. Never mind, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. Okay. There's that. Uh, the weather's wrong. There's climate change. It's the patriarchy, the patriarchy, the patriarchy, the patriarchy, the patriarchy, the patriarchy. That's it. And there isn't any balance in that. It's just women should be the head of everything. Women know everything. We know better. And the world is just great because I feel empowered and validated. And I don't have to have a man to validate me and tell me what to do. This is not the Barbie that I grew up with. The Barbie that I grew up with was about making the world a better place, showing all the things that women could do. And Ken, yeah, he was an accessory in a way, but it was a way to emulate relationships in real life. Ken wasn't demonized. When you had a party, Ken came over to the party, you know, going out on a date. You had Ken out there with you and you going out on a date and stuff like that. Ken always had like these dapper outfits. He wasn't something to be trashed or demonized, and he wasn't holding Barbie down. But this movie, oh yeah, it's all about the Kens holding the Barbies down, which when they started out with it, it was kind of funny because the Kens were pissed about being treated like crap and took over all the Barbie land. So all the Barbie houses were now man caves. Now that transformation was funny. Barbie got kicked out of her own house. I thought that was funny. It was funny when it started, but then it started to devolve into this very dystopian, messed up idea that because men were around and taking over, that women would automatically be reduced to being like barmaids and stupid, and they were brainwashed because of all the Kens that were there. It started to go from campy fun to the butt of a very bad joke and very misandrous. Misandry, that's the flip side of misogyny, and that's where it went. Jerry Menosa says, "Why are these folks in Hollywood so disruptive and deceptive? Because that is the game. That is the game. They want to get butts in seats, so they make the trailers to get you there." And they're just really not interested in providing you things that you like. We'll say the Hollywood system. Tom Cruise is an exception, but check this out. Do you notice the films that aren't disruptive and deceptive, like The Sound of Freedom, which I am going to go see? Amazing how wonderful that film is doing. So Hollywood runs on a lot of disruption and deception because they're out of ideas, frankly. And that's the game, that's how it's played, and I've seen it. Hollywood only cares about what's in their bubble. They could care less about flyover country and the rest of you rubes out here in America. They know what's best. They're going to give you this stuff and you're going to like it. And if you don't, they'll call you every word in the book. Sound of Freedom. Yes, Sound of Freedom. Go and see that. I'm so behind. I'm probably gonna wind up watching that on streaming, but I think it's up to 100 million, I think now. Second only costs like what, 14 million to make or something like that. It's insane. Absolutely, absolutely insane. Hey, Chef Nation says, good morning, beautiful people. Well, good morning to you. And I got a super chat, daggone it. I forgot to check out Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel. Thank you so very much for that $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that so very much. Says, congratulations. Here is to a 100K. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Wow, you guys are blowing my mind. Thank you for that support of my channel, that $4.99 super chat. I am over the moon that I'm at 5,000 subscribers. I did not think I was going to hit that till the end of the summer. So you guys are flipping amazing. So for those of you just joining us, your girl, I did see the Barbie movie last night at a premiere event here in Orlando, Florida, full of Barbie addicts, like myself. Let's see. Sorry, I don't mean to take your hat. Oh, we won't get it go. Okay. I got my I Love Barbie pin. We're going to see the film. And decided that I would let you all know what I thought of the film. This is my personal opinion. I did drop a short, I did drop a video, but wanted to go live to, again, reiterate some points and let you guys ask me questions. And sick lid, oh my gosh, $20 super sticker. Thank you so very much. And I'm really, really, really mad that StreamYard will not let me see what that super sticker is. So hopefully one of my mods will let me know what that sticker is. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat. That is not cheap. So thank you so very much. You guys tell me what that is. I'm going to leave Sicklid's super chat sticker up here. Hey, Mike Loves Tacos. Good to see you. For more Jim Caviezel, watch Person of Interest. Okay, I definitely will. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my chat is jumping. My chat is really jumping on me like crazy. Let's see. Yes, Ken lives matter. Yes, absolutely. You guys have been having some awesome comments in here. Let's see. There's so many. Mean Girls feminism. Yeah, that's true. CJ, hello. My thumbnail guy says Greta Gerwig. Why am I picturing a woman that looks like Joey's from Friends booking agent? She had a very butch look to her. I really think that if she would have looked more like Angelica's doll in Rugrats, Cynthia, I think that would have been more interesting. But yeah, she's kind of there pretty much. Just she got a job working in the presidential cabinet. You know what she wants to do? Sanitation. Made no freaking sense to me whatsoever. Let's see, Laurie Ormond. Well, hello, and thank you so much for being here. Says, I was hoping it would start with Ken being in the back and an accessory, but in the end, Barbie would realize the need for an equal partner, and Ken would find his place. See, I love this. And this was what I was waiting for too. And I thought that was where they were going to go when Barbie apologizes to Ken and just says, I'm sorry, how I just disregarded your feelings. I'm sorry for treating you, so badly. And I thought that's where it was going to go, where you need the Barbies and the Kens in order to make Barbie Land the wonderful utopian place that it should be. But no, instead, you know what Utopia and Barbie Land is that all the men basically are there in the permanent friend zone for the Barbies to basically just use. The Kens can't even get a seat on the Supreme Court. You want to know why? They're not getting a seat on the Supreme Court in Barbie land. They're going to maybe get a seat on the circuit court. Why? To reflect how women are treated in the real world. That's how the Kens are going to be treated in Barbie land. Yes, they went there with that. Totally went there with that. And I'm mad they didn't have the song by Aqua either. See, I should have knew something was wrong when they didn't include the Barbie song from Aqua, because that song is so funny and campy. But no, they decided not to do that. Or maybe Aqua saw the screenplay and said, "No, we noping out of this." That's just funny. I would have loved to watch a movie like that. And let's see. Yeah, she did. She got kicked. Okay. So again, I rated this movie, my unbiased review, 6 out of 10. Uh, the Barbie Lord that they included was hilarious. When Ken was throwing her crap out of her place and he's throwing her outfits, they like froze the outfits. They were all like from previous Barbies. So they like froze it so you could see what it is. And it was just, oh, it was heartbreaking because everyone was just gorgeous. Like, wait, that's a vintage one. He's throwing all her crap out. That was funny. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. This movie did have some laughs in it. It did, which is why it's so disappointing that by the third act, it just went off the rails, just went the wrong way. Mike Loves Taco says, so would have been better if dudes made it. I'll laugh tongue in cheek and say that. There's no guarantee of that. There's really no guarantee on that. Would have been better if dudes make it. Let's put it this way. It would have been better if people who understood the Barbie property, kind of like with Star Wars. Let's make that analogy because it's pretty much the same thing. Like with Star Wars, if you had love for the Star Wars lore, you would write a film that showed respect to that lore. So if you had people writing this film who had respect for the Barbie franchise, for how many girls worldwide have grown up with this doll, and who have passed that love on to their children or to their nephews and nieces, or just on to other children, would have been a heck of a lot better. But they didn't do it. They didn't go with that. Hello, Zephyrus says, amen, Lorena. The Barbie I grew up with was about little girls having the possibility to be whatever they wanted to be. It wasn't about resentment towards men. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you would get resentful if you didn't get the Ken doll that you wanted. I mean, that was pretty much it. But no, it was all this is what the positivity of Barbie and the positivity that those of us expected to see. It's all about, I can do anything. The world is great. I'm only limited by my own imagination. I can pretend to be a doctor. I could pretend to be the president. I could pretend to be a runway model. I could pretend to be one of my favorites, a mermaid. Big girls like me, when you start dropping 60, 80, 100, $200, hey, I want that Harley Davidson Barbie. I want that Star Trek Barbie. Why? Because it brings back memories, those positive memories of imagining to be what I wanted to be or what I could be, as opposed to people telling me what I could be. There's a big difference between people telling you you have to be a homemaker, as opposed to, hey, is this your choice? Then by all means, you can go ahead and do it. But none of it was about, you can be anything you want to be unless a man is in your way. That was never the message. And incenses me that Mattel went that way. Actually, another part that I'm going to talk about before I forget, um, there is, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute because I see Michelle from Force of Light Entertainment in the chat, and I want to highlight her comment. Brogu, hello, says Barbies don't need the Kens, but I'm pretty sure the Kens are the ones that built the world that she enjoyed. Don't quote me, but I think there was actually a construction work, a construction worker kid. I think I do remember that. But the Kens were not, they weren't demonized, at all. The whole thing, Barbie and Ken, Barbie and Ken, Barbie and Ken. I mean, that was the thing. And the fact that this movie basically made it seem like the Barbie and Ken dynamic, that something was wrong with that. Barbie didn't need no man. Barbie didn't need no Ken. And Ken needed to go away someplace and go and find himself. What message does that send to young girls about male and female relationships? You know, Ugh, again, they screwed up that third act so well. Michelle, hey, Force of Light Entertainment. Hello, my dears. Says Hollywood is going to have to change or they will go baroque. And what's really going to emphasize that about them going broke even faster is the whole writer strike that's going on. Yeah, the writer strike, you have the SAG after strike that's going on, and your regular everyday person in America who's had to watch the entertainment coming out of Hollywood is like, I don't care. It's like I care, but I don't care. You haven't been giving me a steady diet of great entertainment. You've been giving me mostly activist entertainment that's been going on, telling me, if I don't like such and so, I'm an istophobe and whatever. And the stuff that is good out there, you're basically trying to, trash that. Case in point again, Sound of Freedom. They're doing that to that movie. So Hollywood is going to have to learn the hard way. And they really are going to have to they're going to have to learn. And Hollywood also has to learn that there are people who aren't actors, who aren't writers, who are dependent on this industry, and they're letting them down too. You know, craft services, hairdressers, makeup artists, all of those. Those are the people who really get hurt. And they have to learn the hard way. They have to learn the hard lesson. And this strike, watch, they're going to be reaching out to the American people saying, don't you care about us? It's just like, maybe, but they're going to have to learn. They really are going to have to, they're really going to have to learn. Stop lecturing to us and give us entertainment. Escapism, we used to get that. We're not getting that anymore. They need to go back to that. Let's see. So many of you amazing, amazing, amazing people in here. Let's see. Hey, Black Superwoman, my Slytherin sister says, my Barbie dated G.I. Joe, but she put him out for Pilot King. Oh, you had the airplane too? Yeah, I had the airplane Barbie set where you had like Ken, he was a pilot, and your Barbie, she was a co-pilot, and you had a couple stewardesses and the whole pop. Mm. Yeah, my Barbie dated a GI Joe too. They all had their plays in a good way. Barbie's sister, no, Skipper did show up. Apparently, they used the grow up Skipper, where she went from flat chested to like a size triple D. Yeah, so they showed Skipper. They showed Skipper. Oh, also, apparently Skipper is a Florida woman. In this movie, Barbie and comes into the real world. Well, apparently that's a problem because about 10 or 20 years ago, I want to say, Skipper got out, went down to Key West, and took some kids surfing. Yeah, so Florida woman reference in this movie. Let's see. First of all, there are 75 of you watching. So thank you so very much for taking your time out to watch me live. Please do make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I often give a lot of spicy takes about sci-fi. What else? Oh yeah, sci-fi, pop culture, of course, movies, and of course, theme parks here in Orlando as well. Let's see, is the broken Barbie Greta or the woman from SNL? No, it is Greta Mandrake Slingshot. It is Greta. Um, her character or her Barbie is basically there to shame stereotypical uh, Barbie, which is what Margot Robbie's Barbie is, stereotypically perfect. The let's say the human who she belongs to as a doll apparently is having some kind of existential crisis, which bubbles down to Barbie. The hilarious moment in the film, and this was funny. They're all in this dance party, like, this is great. This is great. We have no worries. And Barbie's like, do any of you ever think about dying? And just the needle off the record moment for that was just funny. That was funnily timed. But Barbie, she's losing her makeup. She's, she's flat-footed now. She doesn't stand on her, her tiptoes or anything like that. And she's getting cellulite. Yeah. Yeah. Just salty chick. John Z says, and then the feminazi shivved him in the back. It was not. Yeah, Michelle, you are going to really hate this. I won't say hate this movie. I won't say hate this movie. You will despise this movie. There are very few things that I hate. But you will despise this film. You'll laugh at certain parts of this film. You will. But you will wind up despising this movie even more when you see what it could have been and what it devolved into. Another thing, I'm glad I brought you up here. Another thing that really irritated me about this film in the beginning. Okay, you see the girls; they're playing with their dolls, and you hear the Helen Mirren voiceover, basically saying how little girls have only had to play with baby dolls and pretend to be wives or stay at home or just to be mothers, as if being a mother is some kind of crap status, to have happening. Girls have played with baby dolls for years, for centuries. We've seen that documented in historical records, pictures, all that stuff. But they make it seem as if that's the worst thing for a girl to play at wanting to be. And then Barbie shows up. They show the 50-foot classic Barbie, which I thought was funny, kind of showing her. And Helen Mirren is basically like, ask your mother just how much of a joy it is, to be a mom playing with baby dolls. But anyway, when Barbie shows up, the girls are like all enthralled, and then they start to turn on their baby dolls. And one of the girls, and you hear the music from 2001, Space Odyssey, right? Okay. So one of the girls, all of them, they start picking up the dolls, bashing the dolls on the ground by the head. Then one girl gets a hammer and starts smashing all the heads of her baby dolls, almost shot for shot, like in 2001, how that one ape took a bone and crushed the skull of the other ape. That point was not missed. I couldn't believe they freaking did that. And I just thought that was freaking insult. Add on to that, Midge, the pregnant the pregnant Barbie doll, which I did know about her, that caused some controversy. They just treat her like she's nothing, push her over to the side, you know. And motherhood is trashed so much in this movie. And then at the end, after the big long diatribe that America Ferrera's character makes, and the mother and the daughter relationship is freaking horrible. It's disrespectful. Even more disrespectful is the fact that the father is treated like a complete and total inconsequential idiot. Uh, at the end, she's like, well, Barbie can just be ordinary. She can be a mom. And I'm like, wait a minute, you were trashing mothers as soon as this movie opened. Get out of here. Ugh. Oh, I do like John Cena as the Ken mermaid, though. That was pretty hot. Zephyrus says the ending should have been like Toy Story 3, where Barbie and Ken end up running the daycare toys and make it into a fun, groovy place that treats everyone equally. And you know what? That is something that I thought about during watching this entire film. In Toy Story 3, Barbie and Ken were a team. Even though Ken was kind of like, I'm not a girl's toy. I'm not, I'm not. But he and Barbie, it wasn't an acrimonious relationship. She didn't treat him like crap. He didn't treat her like crap. And you're right. They wind up running the daycare and make it into a fun, groovy place. And I wish they would have put that particular camp in this film, and then they didn't. It was such a missed opportunity. Yes, I am Keck 44. I'm a real Barbie nerd, hardcore Barbie nerd on real. Also, the 15th Doctor, yes, is in this movie. Yes, he's in this movie. He's okay. I mean, nothing really outstanding. Although I will say, next to Ryan Gosling, Simu Liu as Ken, he was much more interesting than in Shang-Chi. I will say that much. Um, Maybe because the part was more like he is in real life. I don't know, but he definitely seemed like he was off the leash in this movie. He was actually funny. I actually like watching him. The Outcast Creative, hey Lance, says, hey Lorena Creole, Matt and Lance here. Did this movie break your heart? I know you were really looking forward to it. Yes, it did. It really did. It did break my heart. Because as a Barbie fan, I thought I was going to see something that was hopeful. I thought I was going to see something that, would pay homage and make me relive those memories of playing with Barbie, which it did for about the first two acts. Even going into the real world, how they got to go into the, into the real world. I loved that. The scene where they were trying to get Barbie in the box, and she's in the box, and they even had, the plastic ties to keep her in there, and she escaped from it. But anyway, it really did. And it makes me very, very angry at Mattel, because this movie has pretty much trashed any interest that I have in ever collecting another Barbie doll ever again. And for those of you who are doll collectors, you know about the Bratz dolls, right? You know about MGA, right? Their creative director came from Barbie. Those dolls are making bank. I have several. When you go in the toy aisle, Barbie dolls, I don't even freaking look at them. The MGA dolls, like Monster High, all of those, they are some of the cutest dolls that you've ever seen. Girls just love them. Mattel just signed their own death warrant with this. It's just ridiculous, which is even more interesting because remember the CEO of Mattel tried to say that the movie wasn't feminist, but apparently, Margot Robbie, Greta, the rest of them, they got their money, so they could just be completely honest about what the movie was. Mattel, they're the ones with the most to lose because their toy sales are going to go down, because of this. Although I will say the only toys that I've seen from this movie for Mattel is just the Barbie and the Ken. Most of the merchandising you see is like makeup, shoes, Aldo shoes, NYX cosmetics, uh, cheese straighteners. It's all upper level type of stuff that's going on. So they don't care about the toy market anymore. They don't. Mattel got their money. Ugh. Barbie versus Betty and Veronica, fulfill your fantasy battle royale. Oh, wow. Well, yeah. Whew. Let's see. Space Day 2000 says, oh, you and culture both live. Oh, really? We are at the same time? Cool. But I got to support my favorite lady. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for taking a bullet on Barbie so I didn't have to go see it. Was hoping for just a fun, campy movie. Ah, well, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping for that too, but didn't didn't work out that way. Her real review. Hello, 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 my dear. So glad to see you here. Says, I think we were supposed to see that what was wrong in the real world was the media interpretation of Barbie. The mom loved Barbie and played with her daughter. Yeah, that part I didn't have a problem with. That part I didn't. The part that I did have a problem with, well, one, I didn't like the daughter's attitude. Number one, she basically blamed Barbie for everything. And yeah, you could say that that was a media, interpretation, but they took it too far. So it's one thing to present that scenario. I was actually looking forward to how that would play out, but with them hammering it, it's media's fault. It's, the unrealistic expectations that girls had because of Barbie. And it's just like, it's a doll, really? And they just went too hard on that. And that's when I didn't care at all, which is a shame because that relationship could have been such a great part of this film. Let's see. Zephyrus, hello, 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 hello. Says Hollywood is definitely handing IP over to people who don't fundamentally understand anything beyond surface aesthetics. Star Wars, Barbie, Rings of Power, Game of Thrones ended up being a mess due to this. Game of Thrones, especially seasons 6 through 8. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. And I think you also, but you're right with that. You have writers these people are getting these IPs and they're not really understanding the fundamentals of storytelling. It's like a shiny new toy that they have and they're like, I don't care what it does. It just, it just looks pretty. Game of Thrones learned its lesson with House of the Dragon. Now, granted, House of the Dragon is not 100% perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than season 6 through 8 of Game of Thrones. And Rings of Power, that's just Jeff Bezos's interpretation of Lord of the Rings. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, but that show was flipping boring. And y'all know how I feel about Star Wars. Hello, John Z. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you, and welcome here to my chat. I saw you made a short right after you watched the movie, Reina. Thanks for that. I'm definitely not going to pay to see this movie. Well, you are very welcome. Very welcome. Like I say, I give you my opinion. I'm not telling you what you should see or what you shouldn't see. I'm just giving you my opinion of what I saw. You decide. You make up your mind. And if you absolutely love this movie, you go on and you keep loving this movie. I'm not going to tell you not to. Hey, Stunt Rat 777 Smith says, hi, Miss Lorena. Barbie hugs sent. Oh, well, thank you, my dear. I appreciate those Barbie hugs. I do. I do. Let's see. Hey, Jonas, how you doing? How you doing? Says, I can't wait to hear you and Culture Casino talk about this. Yeah, it is. It's going to be real interesting talking with Culture. I won't have that much time on the show today. You guys can see me in the first half hour because I am going to see Oppenheimer this evening. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Culture had told me about it. He knew I'm a big Barbie fan, and I was looking forward to this film. So yeah, it's going to be interesting debriefing with that. So folks, that is going to be on WDW Pro's channel today, the Pro Live show. Jonas is our producer extraordinaire, and that show is at 5 p.m. Eastern, again on WDW Pro's channel here on YouTube. So you can see me live over there, along with a bunch of other friends, including Culture, Jonas, Pro, and others. Oh, and Mr. H Reviews. You can see him on the show today as well. So many great comments you guys have coming in here. Shinotsky, thank you. My anime consigliere says Ghost in the Shell 2 is a better Barbie movie. Sad. Wait, there's a Ghost in the Shell 2? I only saw the first one, which was amazing. I will have to look that up, Shinotsky. Thank you, and thank you for that $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for over 100 of you watching this live stream. You are absolutely amazing. I didn't think there were going to be that many that many people coming here. So thank you so much for being here. Let's see. I'm gonna go up here some more. I got about 15 minutes left, and then I actually have to grab lunch real quick and run to a meeting. Let's see. Hello, C Man says second week drop will be telling. That will be extremely telling. Hmm. Yeah, this movie is gonna make a ton of money, of course. Gonna make a ton of money the first week because it's front loaded like that. The licensees have their money. They got all that before this movie started. Second week drop off. Gonna be crazy. Take a look at that. New type Metabee, hello, says you are so gorgeous. Well, thank you so much, my dear. God bless you. Thank you. Says I just watched your review on Barbie and Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. I did like Across the Spider-Verse. I really did. So thank you so much for watching them. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And hello, Amanda. So sticking with the Barbie animated movies and Toy Story 2. Got it. Yes. Yes, they did Barbie much better. Stick with those. Super Cosmic Mutant Honey Candle Squid. I love saying that. It says, why do Hollywood women hate mothers or being mothers? Because being a, I'm going to be biased here, and I'm going to be sexist, but that's okay. I'm me. That's what you come here for. Mothers are the epitome of femininity. Hollywood does not like femininity. They consider femininity to be a problem because it invites the quote unquote male gaze. There's so much hostility about motherhood and movies didn't used to be that way. But that's the way the situation is. And I would have respected this movie much more if it would have been like, hey, there's some women who choose not to have children just because that is their choice. You need to respect that. But they didn't need to downright disrespect motherhood the way that they did. They took it too far. I'm all up for a good, it's tough out here being a mom and it kind of sucks, but I love my kids and their work. I'm up for that. One of my favorite movies is Bad Moms. I love the heck out of that movie. But that was campy fun. That was campy fun. This could have been and it wasn't. It wasn't. Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel said, so sad. This was such a mess. My wife wanted to see this. It's such an easy goal to make. They should have taken a lesson from the Mario movie and make it for everyone. Yeah, but they decided to go niche with this. I don't know why, but they did. And didn't work well. Dave T. Geek said this is the Bud Light effect. The marketers panicked and hid all the woke stuff in the trailers. Yes, they did. The trailers that we saw, although the teaser trailer did have the kids breaking the Barbies, but there wasn't the doll heads, but there wasn't context for that when they showed that. And again, also in the trailers, we thought it was going to be some campy, fun, fantasy meets reality type of movie, and we didn't get that. So, yeah, they did panic. But yeah, the second week drop is going to be very, very, very telling. And I will say this much, at the end of this movie, no one was clapping. People were kind of like, okay, okay. Let me get out here in the hallway so I can get the photo op in the Barbie doll box. Yes, they had a life-size Barbie doll box that you could use as a photo op to go in and take pictures. More people seemed interested in doing that and not really hanging around in the theater very much. So I would say the reaction to this film was muted. More people seemed excited about the photo op and the posters and the pin that you got than the actual film. You had some people behind kind of talking about, oh, they had a great feminist message. And when I looked at them, like, are you kidding me? They kind of backtracked a little bit. Iduna Black, hello, my dear. So glad that you are here with us. I have to say, I'm so disappointed with this movie, and I think I might actually stay away from Margot Robbie produced films. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I mean, Margot Robbie is an actress. I love her, but her films ain't doing so good. Uh, I think I'm pretty much like you. I'm done with Margot Robbie films. She needs to come up, and this just ain't working. This is not working. Amanda Pizzolatto says, funnily enough, Barbie was already progressive, having a lot of jobs, but she never belittled anyone. She was open to everyone doing what they wanted to do. I will assume they did my girl Midge dirty. Amanda, they did your girl Midge real dirty. Real dirty. They're like, oh, the pregnant Barbie doll. Ugh, that was weird. Remember that? Yeah, that's exactly what they said. Didn't give her any lines. The CEO, Mattel, pushing her over to the side. Yeah, that wasn't lost on me. That wasn't lost on me. It's genius. Feminists have hated Barbie forever, and they successfully destroyed the brand. And this is what I said in my video. You have these feminists hating Barbie as if somehow Barbie is responsible for how they feel about yourselves. Your lack of self-esteem is not Barbie's problem. It's not a doll's problem. It's you. But because you hate Barbie, because you have a low self-esteem problem and you think that because you can't quote unquote live up to whatever it is, the way that Barbie looks, that you feel the need to destroy it. It's almost lockstep like the Force is female with Star Wars. There aren't enough women in Star Wars. So guess what? We're going to have to destroy this brand in order to bring our own brand of Star Wars. Yeah. Although I will say they treated Ken with more respect in this movie than Luke Skywalker was treated in Rise of Skywalker. Fight me. That's exactly what happened. Millie Santos, hello, my dear. I've been talking and not drinking anything. Mm. Millie Santos says this film's going to bring a whole new level of toxic fans. They're already starting attacking and harassing people for not liking the film. Yeah, some of them have ventured into my comment section. You know, it's like, go ahead and be toxic. Go ahead and be toxic because we don't like what you're putting out. Or we'll say what this movie put out. Go ahead and have y'all tantrum. Still not going to change my opinion. You know, again, just like Star Wars. My goodness, what is wrong with some of these people out here? I mean, disagreeing is one thing, but attacking people, no, no. And the funny thing is, you'll have some of these people who will say a big game behind a keyboard, but meet them in person and they run and scurry like a roach into a corner. I actually said that out loud. Yes, I did. And I meant it. Brandon, the anime guy. Hello, 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 my dear. And thank you for that $5 super chat. I so do appreciate it. It says, watch animated Barbie TV or movies, which I have on the regular, way better. And also Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. As a father of 3 teenage young women, I will not take them to see this crap. Mattel equals crap, WB equals crap, Disney equals crap. Yeah. And I totally respect that decision. They're your kids, and you have to determine what is best for them. Granted, Camera Girl is in her early 20s. I would say I would not be interested if she was like, say, a teenager, in taking her to see this movie after I have seen it. If she wanted to see it, I would see it with her, but again, debrief her at the end, because some kids, especially if you were a kid like me, questioned everything that I saw. And as long as you have that discussion, it can be the perfect bad example. And there's some kids out here who they will question everything. They'll look at this like, this is crap. This isn't Barbie. What patriarchy? You keep talking about this patriarchy, but what exactly is it? And how exactly is it any kind of threat? I would have given more credit if the villain in this film was some Cruella de Vil looking chick as the CEO of Mattel. I would have liked that. But can't have a woman be evil, right? Right, Hollywood? Would have been a heck of a lot more interesting, that's for sure. Like the Devil Wears Prada kind of thing, going on. Oh man, I see so many of you folks in here. There's so much stuff. So much stuff. Yeah, they had a wheelchair Barbie in there too at the dance party. Yeah, she was spinning around. She was spinning around. Let's see. Stunt Brat 777 Smith says, I hope moms will check out the reviews before taking their little girls. I really hope that they do. In the theater, there were some parents who had like little girls with them, and I wanted to say, why do that? There's some mature things discussed in this film that should not be for little children to handle, because they're just not mature enough to handle that type of discussion. But to kind of give a big spoiler, because I need to wrap up here, at the end of the film, Barbie decides to be human. Okay, not Barbie takes what she's learned in the real world and comes back to Barbie land and helps to set everything right. And the Barbies and the Kens are equal and they just work stuff out. No, 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 no. Barbie decides to go live in the real world. And the first thing that she does? She goes to see a gynecologist, which elicited a little bit of laughter. But this is not a kid's movie. We all know the jokes about Barbie not being anatomically correct, but really? Cheap laugh. But, cheap laugh. Also, another funny but cheap laugh was the Snyder Cut joke that was in there. Apparently, the Barbies being brainwashed was akin to the fans wanting the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League. Yes, they literally put that in the darn movie. Oh man, there are so many comments in here. I'm trying to get to some of them. You guys, over 113 of you watching. Thank you so very much. I am Reina Creole. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you are subscribed to me for more spicy movie takes. Rambear 3000 says this is why we gatekeep. Um, yes, this is why gatekeeping should have been done. Um, I don't know why you just let these people run rampant over the properties, but it's messed up. Absolutely, absolutely messed up. Let's see. Space Dave says 106 washing. Should I do 10 more gifted memberships? Well, Space Dave, if you gift memberships, thank you so very much. My chat is running like crazy, so I can't I can't keep up. So I'm so sorry about that. But thank you so very much. Says if we hit 130 viewers, I will. Ah, okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Space Dave. And Dave T Geek says Toy Story 3 is the Barbie Ken movie people wanted. They just wanted more of it. Yes. Yes. Challenge you. Go back, watch Toy Story 3 and watch the Barbie Ken storyline in that. New Type Metabee says, what would have been your ideal version of this movie? What would have made it perfect? And I think that this is a good one to end on. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to everyone's comments. So definitely definitely check it out. Doug 1985 VA loves horror says don't go stream for 2 more hours. I wish I could, but I got a day job. I gotta get back. I gotta get back to. Um, my ideal version would have been for someone from the real world to fall into Barbie land, kind of like when Dorothy lands in Oz, to have like a real person drop into Barbie land and just throw everything into this crazy uh disarray. But at the end, you have that human person learn something and it affects Barbie land in a positive way. You know, what if you did have the Barbies treating Kens like crap and you have the human base to say, no, that's not how this works. It's not, how that works. And I think that would have been a much better film. Get to the core of the human story. In this one, it's just Barbie makes me feel bad about myself. Uh, it's the patriarchy that keeps Barbie down and all the women in the world down. So we just basically need to make Barbie in the real world. Again, we go to these movies for escapism. Okay. You want to inject some reality into it, okay, that's fine. But you're taking a traditionally child's property like Barbie. Kids are playing with Barbie to escape reality. And like I said in my video, you want to make these kids deal with reality in order to own the patriarchy. And you don't do it with your own IP. You do it with a beloved IP. And that crap didn't work well for Star Wars. It didn't work well for the first 2 seasons of Picard. It didn't work well for Rings of Power, and it certainly didn't work well for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So again, I gave this a 6 out of 10. if I am being completely unbiased. But my biased review, I gave it a 3 out of 10. And as a Barbie fan, I am pretty much insulted. You mean OG Snake Eyes, right, Shinotsky? Not the Snake Eyes from that abomination of a G.I. Joe movie? Yeah, what they did to my boy. I will never forgive them what they did to my boy. Snake Eyes messed up his origin story. But anyway, 3 out of 10 biased review. I would not spend my money to go and see this. I did the first time and got my loyalty points, but I wouldn't recommend that people really go out and see it. It's not something to rush out and to see. They marketed it completely different from what the film was. If you feel you need to see this movie, go to the cheapest showing that you could possibly go to, or even better, wait till this sucker comes out on streaming. That's what I would do. Don't get me wrong, this movie is going to make money, but the very telling thing is going to be the second week drop. But also remember, this movie is making a lot of money off of licensing deals for makeup, for accessories, for clothing, making money that way, you know, as well. Tommy Doyle says, luckily I'm an employee. I might see it for free on Sunday. Very good, very good, very good. And Kevin Davis says Barbie domestic box office total run 250 to 300 million, international box office total run 450 million. All right. And Darius Munchausen, thank you so much for that $1.49 super sticker, my dear. I surely do appreciate it. I can't see what the super sticker is. Darn you, StreamYards. But thank you. Thank you so much, Darius Munchausen. I sure do appreciate that. And to kind of give you guys a little bit of where the heck did that go? I'm gonna show this in. I'm gonna show this instead. Actually, I'm gonna blow this. I'm gonna blow this up. That's too. Okay, okay. So thanks to Valiant Renegade for finding this. Valiant Renegade, please do subscribe to his channel. He is awesome for putting Hollywood through the financial and business lens of reality. He says neo-feminism is already killing this movie overseas. In Korea's box office, Barbie crashed on the second day, falling to number 4 after grossing just 253K. I believe that's in won. Dropped from Wednesday opening day. And meanwhile, Japanese anime film Detective Conan Black Iron Submarine debuts in Korea at number 1 with 865K on opening day. I wholeheartely believe that. As someone who is a fan of K-dramas, they are very, very serious about those traditional roles. This movie ain't going over well. And if you think American Barbie fans are pissed, I know Korean Barbie fans are pissed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not neo-feminism, just feminism. Yeah, actually, I have to push back on that a little bit because original feminism was not about trashing men at all. It wasn't. But now you have this third wave intersectional neo-feminism, which is just ridiculous. Absolutely mighty Aerobots don't mess with Chris. They are serious and, femininity. Let's put it this way. Femininity is highly, highly, highly regarded over in Asia, especially Korea. Watch some K dramas. You'll see exactly what I mean. Senator Amidala says, I saw your Barbie review, and I won't lie, I am beyond saddened that Mattel chose to diss OG Barbie fans. Yeah, girl, I'm hurt. I am really hurt with regards to this. Hey, John Self says, just checking in. Mighty Orbots, America is it for this movie. Yeah. Yep. And New Type Metabee says the international market is getting tired of the preachy cinema coming out of Hollywood. Absolutely. Absolutely. And basically, Hang Solo has it right. Sound of Freedom, y'all. Go and check that out. And I love this. One Punch Man Tolkien fan. I'm waiting for season 3 of One Punch Man. Says, I can't wait for FNT. I think Gary made the crew watch Barbie. Well, the Dark Council, Abu Nas and Damaj and I will be watching the Barbie movie. So if you follow them on Twitter, make sure they get that Barbie pin because they're supposed to watch the movie. And Yvonne Solomon, says, I can see Barbie having a strong opening weekend because people didn't think it was going to be the misandrous garbage, but I won't be surprised if most places follow Korea's numbers. Yeah. To answer the question, does the new Barbie movie hate men? I think hate is too strong of a word. It's definitely misandrist. It's definitely shows men as being the root of all problems. Um, Goes from campy portrayal of men doing dude things to being very mean spirited. And I would say it's if there is one, saving grace is again Barbie apologizing to Ken for treating him as if he was less than. So that kind of takes me away from not saying it hates men, because frankly, if they would have hated men in this movie, they would have yeeted a whole bunch of them in the beginning. Totally. So that's my opinion. I do not think that this movie is really uh, anything to write home about. Although I will say again, set design was great, dance choreo was great. They had some funny parts in this film, but you had something that by the third act, with that whole feminist off the hinge rant that went so long, it was like, what kind of movie am I watching? Am I watching Barbie or am I watching a Lifetime movie? And it just fell off the rails, which is a shame because it had potential, but they decided to go for the message instead. And Hollywood really needs to stop trying to bang us over the head with the message and just give us entertainment that we can enjoy and escape into. So I think that is going to be a great place to thanks, Alan. I think that's going to be a great place to end this stream. Folks, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate the heck out of it. Appreciate you guys getting me to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the gifted memberships, all the super chats. But most importantly, thankful for all of the thumbs up that you guys are hitting. 147 thumbs up. I think that's the highest amount of highest amount of likes that I've gotten on a live stream. So you guys are amazing. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so very much for watching the replay. And of course, hey, let me know in the comments what you thought about the film. Again, if you loved it, you go on loving that movie. If you didn't like it, keep talking about how much you didn't like it. My job on this channel is just to give you my opinion, and you take and do with it what you will. All right. So, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Please remember, WW WDW Pro, I can talk. WW Pro's channel, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking Barbie, going to be talking Oppenheimer. I'm going to see Oppenheimer tonight as a science and engineering nerd. I cannot wait. So definitely check out Pro's show at 5 p.m. Eastern. Folks, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.